Hey guys, this is Cameron Excel. I'm going to teach you how to bench press today. So the first step is you want to lay down on the bench, and you're going to have four areas of contact. Your feet are going to be flat on the ground, your butt is going to be on the bench, your upper traps or your upper back is going to be on the bench, as well as your head. And now we're going to move on and talk about hand placement. So as you can see, you can go thumbs width from the knurling. That's a common way that's taught, or you can go a little bit wider. If your arms are longer, you're going to go wider. If they're shorter, you're going to go a little bit in. I'm going to talk about what you want to happen and why you're going to pick that hand placement. So your hand placement is basically going to depend on this factor. Is while you're doing the bench press, when you get to the bottom, you want your forearms to be as perpendicular to the floor as possible, or you want them to try and be straight up and down when you're at the bottom. So if you can tell here, if my hands were more inward, they wouldn't be very perpendicular. They would be kind of pointed outward, and that's not a very powerful position to be in while bench pressing. And that's the main thing that we want to focus on. So long arms, you're probably going to go wider. Short arms, you're probably going to go more in. And it's kind of trial and error, guys. So you got to figure it out. Maybe have someone film your form so that you can know what it is that you're doing. So for this next part, what we're going to focus on is drawing the shoulder blades back together and spreading out the chest, and also having an arch in the low back. So the reason why you want to pull your scapula or your shoulder blades together and think kind of big chest is you want to stretch the chest out so that while you're doing the movement, you're actually using the chest to push and to get that pec activation. And what I've noticed about why you want an arch in the low back is that seems to give you more power in the movement. If you're flat on the bench, you're not going to have very much power when you're pushing that bar up. So now what I want to get into is talking a little bit about form breakdowns on the bench press. So common things that you've seen, one that I mentioned before, actually two that I've mentioned before, are having your back flat against the bench, and also pushing mainly with the triceps, or not bringing the scapula back together and pushing with the chest and the triceps. So you want to avoid those and make sure you draw the scapula back, you have a low arch in your back. Now there's a video coming up right here in a couple of seconds that is going to show two of the biggest mistakes that I've seen. The first one is not using clips. If your gym has clips for your weight, put the clips on. You do not want to find out that you have an instability in your muscles when you get to the bottom, and you don't want weight sliding off and the bar flying all across the gym, possibly hurting you or someone else. The second one that I've seen is when people are pushing, they raise their hips off the bench. This is often caused by picking too heavy of a weight. And when you pick too heavy of a weight, you're not really getting the benefit of the exercise. You're incorporating other muscles besides the ones that you want to work in order to make up for that instability. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you learned something. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on my social media accounts. Hope you guys have a great day wherever you are.